Hi everyone and welcome here to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be making something different. I'm gonna be showing you an app that I found a few months ago, and that's called Notion. I was looking for something to organize all my links and all my the content that I have and all the ideas that I have as well, and that's when I found it. So if you're feeling overwhelmed to keep track of all the content and all the inspiration ideas you have for crochet or knitting or macrame, these days people like me, I like to do everything, a little bit of everything. And I was feeling like I couldn't keep track of what I wanted to make, what I'm making at the moment, and what I already made. This app was really helpful for that. And I'm still filling up, like you don't need to do it all at the same time. You can just like weekly just put new inspirations on and new things on, or just start fresh from day one and not bring everything you made in the past as well. That I think that would help. So in this tutorial I'm gonna quickly show you how to download this template. Everything's for free, and how to use this template to keep track, help you organize your yarn stash and your patterns, all your tutorials and everything. So let's dive in. To start using Notion, what I want you to do is just go to Chrome, and then once you are in Chrome, just type notion.com. Once you're on notion.com, what I want you to do is just get Notion, click on Get Notion Free. And then for me, as because I'm already logged in, it's gonna show this, but you're gonna choose to log in with Apple or Google or whatever you're gonna use that to log in with. And then it's gonna show a page very similar to that after you set up everything. And it's a for me, like it's a non-structured program. Like you can type anything anywhere, which makes it a little, it can make you feel a little bit lost at times. But you're basically gonna add everything on the private here, everything that you wanna create. And also what we are going to do today is navigate through templates, because you can actually add templates and just go from a template for something that you want to organize in your life, and then you just use that template and fill it up with your own things. So what I want you to do after you are in this page here is just to click on templates. And then from templates, that's what I did as well in the beginning. You just type crochet on the search. Even though this can be used for knitting as well, because I also knit, and I think it's helpful for both, even if you do macrame or something like that. Any yarn type of craft. And then the one I chose, and that's why I wanted to show you, it's really cool, is this one here, Complete Crochet Corner. But you can also navigate through them all, and here you add them. But you can look for a preview and see if that suits you or not for what you want to do, okay? I'm gonna go back here to that first screen. So I'm here in templates, and then I type crochet on the search, and that's what brought me. So this is the one I'm going to be showing you guys today, and the reason why I like this one is because you're going to see here on the preview, it has a pricing calculator, and that's something that a lot of people ask about, how to calculate the prices. And this template will come with this for free, so you guys can use. So let's come back there. You just click on add here. Once you are on the preview, you just click on add here, and it's gonna add to private. I want to use this only for me. And then it starts to add the templates quite fast. So this is because this here is a preview, it's not the actual template. What I want you to do is just click on the complete crochet corner that's here on your private things. So this is how, and then you can close this. This is how it's gonna come to start with. And it's quite easy to just change for just customize it. Here you can choose a different icon. You can just type yarn here, and it's going to show you a few. You can, just change the icon. You can change the cover as well. I like this cover because it's yarn related, but you can also type yarn here, and we'll bring you a few. I actually haven't used this before, but this unsplash, and you can choose other different images of yarn or anything you have at home. You can also upload your own files. I like to do that sometimes. Here, to type things, it's quite easy. Like if you don't want to call this a crochet corner because you are a knitter, you can type here crafts corner or something like that, or hobby corner. This is very easy to change. Now here, what I did on mine that I like, on these three little dots here, you can access all the way the page is showing to you. Like you can change the font if you like. I actually prefer this one. And you can change to full width. I like that better because you're gonna see when we go to the inside of the template, it's gonna have more information, so I prefer to see this way, to see all the tables and everything. So this is the way you can customize. There's a project tracker. This all comes ready for you guys to use, okay? There's a project tracker, yarn supply inventory. I'm gonna go from one by one with you in a second. New ideas and inspiration that you have and you want to put here, just so you know you want to make that thing, which I think is really helpful because I have so many ideas and I go through so many things that I want to make. And this is great for that. And there's the pricing calculator. That's going to calculate the price for you of any item you make at home. Pattern library, all the patterns that you like and that you would like to make as well. And the tutorials library. What I like about this library here is just to keep stitches that I think they are difficult, and I just copy and paste the YouTube channel there. But I'm going to show you in a second. So let's go on the first one so I can show you how it looks like when you open. You can change the cover here. These are just amigurumis. Maybe you want to change to something else that's more like that looks more like the work you do as well. But to start this, I'm going, because I already showed you how to change this. It's always the same way. You click on change cover, or you can reposition and drag up and down this thing. So you can really customize your little pages. If you wanna name this differently, you can change this name as well. You can change this view from table to other things, but I wanna show you how this really works. So let's say you're working on a project and it's this top here that I'm wearing today. It's a top, down, crochet, made in cotton. I can put the start date here for today. I want to start it today. And then I want to finish in 4 days. The status, I can change the status here, not started. And the materials that I'm going to use here. Let's say I'm gonna use cotton yarn. So just type cotton yarn there. And let's add a new cotton yarn in inventory. So it's gonna add already in my inventory that I have cotton yarn. And here as well, I want to see this on a full width so I can see all the table, and that's why I like to do that, so I can see the whole table here. And then the pattern, let's say this pattern is on YouTube. So okay, let's say you want to make this is the top that I'm wearing today. Let's say you want to make this top. All you have to do is copy this link, or even share here on the bottom, share, copy, and then you can go back to your yarn stash here. I don't know why it changed, but go there to your hobby corner, your project tracker where we were before. I was in another one. Anyway, I have so many things open here. Okay, so going back to where we were before, after you share that link, you go here in the pattern and just paste it. Command V, just paste it. So there you have the pattern you want to make, the materials you're going to use, the status, if you started or not. And this is really good for the search after, so you can search for not started projects. And as well here, I like to always say what the pattern is. Like, let's say you are making shorts or something. I like to call shorts body or something like that. But I always like to have the name of the garment, so when you do go on the search here, you can easily find it, okay? This is the search. It's really easy to use as well. Okay, and here, there's one more thing. So let's say you want to add a new column here that you want instead of notes. You wanna hide the notes because you don't really want them. You can hide it, and then here on this plus you can add other information. Let's say you wanna add the brand of the yarn, or the fiber, or yarn brand. And then the type is text, autofill, and then it's just a type really. And then you can add here Círculo. That's the name of the brand. You can also add one more with the image of the project. Let's see here, new property. You can add files and media. And there you go, there is files and media. And then you can choose a file and choose the image of that top. Right now I'm gonna just open this one because that's easier to find. Okay, for these images you're gonna have a limit of 5 megabytes for each image, so it doesn't it only handles big images if you have the paid versions, okay? But this free version will give you 5 megabytes, and you can just click here and then you're gonna see the top you're making. Okay, now the second one is yarn and supply inventory. I want to make it like this as well, full width, so I can see the entire table better. And then here you can just go ahead and add all your yarns that you have. I started doing that in my other Notion. I'm gonna quickly show you here. I have Fabi Korea Notion with my crochet corner, and I have most of my yarn here, because you can have many Notion workspaces, okay? But I'm adding on this new one so you guys can see what I did. So let's say I have here yarn called Club 500, and the type of the yarn, it's yarn. But I also added that here I'm gonna show you how to change this. So you go and type here. I hope this is not too fast for you guys. And edit the property. So type, edit the property, and here in options, as you can see here, there's other accessory tool and yarn. What I would like to do is add options, because I'm only gonna make inventory of my yarn. So what I want this to have, because it's very important to me, if you work on circular knitting machines, you know how important it is to have double knit yarn and worsted weight yarn. They are the only yarns that actually work on that machine. So I like to have here double knit yarn weight, weight 3, and then enter. I want to change the color here to yellow. And then one more option here that I want to have is worsted 4, because that's a yarn that I work a lot. And then press enter. I like that color. And you can have light 2 as well, which is the cotton yarns that I have. Enter. The light I want a red color. I'm not really gonna put tools here, but you can if you like that. Another, I'm not sure if I'm going to use all this, but you could delete if you don't. Okay, so this Club 500 now I can change to a worsted 4. That's what it is. And this cotton yarn, that remember that we added from the project tracker, now we can add that the cotton yarn is a double knit size 3. It's a light yarn. It's a little more, it's a light. Okay, and then here I can add the brand, Circle, and that's Penguin. I'm in Brazil, these are brands from Brazil. And then the color, I can add, it's blue. The quantity that I have of blue is 2. Projects. And then you can link the projects that you had in the project tracker here before. Okay, so it's all linked, and that's what I like about it. Purchase date, if you don't want to add any, if you just want to delete this row, you can go here and just hide it. To show them again, you want to go to these 3 little dots here and go in properties, and then just turn on this little eye there. Okay, and now the next one, to go back to the main page, Hobby Corner, just click there, and then new ideas. Again, these 3 little dots here will make it full width. Let's say you want to make it. They're basically all tables, but with different things listed, just different columns that you can fill up. If you don't want some of them, you can just turn that little hide in view. And if you want more, always on this little plus here. Okay, so ideas the same thing. What I like to add on my ideas is an image, files and media, because I like to go to my Pinterest and add some ideas from my home feed here. Let's say I'm making a new book only for kids. Let's say I'm thinking of making this little dog scarf here. I can save image as on my computer, or I can copy the image address. I'm gonna save the image as there to my downloads. Dog scarf, and then save. And then I'm going to go back there and files and media here. I'm going to choose a file, go to my downloads and choose the dog scarf here. Open. Okay, so there it is. And then I can just fill up all the other spaces. Dog scarf, description made on a Centro 22 for kids, materials, double knit, variegated yarn that I don't have yet, so I'm not just you have to have there, okay. That looks like, so you can't really I'm gonna add here batik yarn. It's a beautiful yarn that I have here. So new in inventory, and there you go. My priority is medium, and there's my file so I can look at it. So this is it for ideas. So let's go to the pricing calculator, guys. That's, I think, something everyone wants to look. So I played around a little bit with this. I'm going to put this on full width again. But not much, okay, because I only make patterns. I don't really sell items anymore. I used to before. So I used to sell crochet bikinis, and so to give you an idea of how I used to calculate mine, I'm just gonna put here crochet bikini Wonder was one of my favorite, one of my biggest sellers ever. Material costs, I used to spend around $10 to make it, and I used to spend a few hours, like 6 hours, to put lining and making the crochet and everything. And my hourly rate, I think, for crochet, and I'm not saying you have to do that, but for crochet and knitting, I think at least $12. Okay, at least. I used to do 15. So my final price for my bikinis was $100 plus shipping, which is a good price, I think, for a bikini. But now I know you're gonna scream there because it's probably too much for you to charge for anything else. But bikinis, they are highly priced because not many people make, and they normally have a higher price on the market than if you're thinking about just selling beanies or gloves of something like that, because beanies, they are like $10 in the shop or something, bikinis are much more expensive. That's why I like to make bikinis. But yeah, bikinis are difficult because everyone has a different body shape, and it gets like really complicated and much more complicated than making beanies. but I can put a beanie here, a centro beanie, that takes like to make a centro beanie you're gonna spend around $4 in materials, maybe 5 if you add a pompon there, and then you're gonna spend 1 hour for everything. Hourly rate, like say you put the same $15, so you're gonna get you a price of $20, which is what people normally charge for these beanies. I would probably go a little, maybe a little higher, but it's up to you. That's how the calculation works. If you want to see here, you can see this is the formula that she used to calculate, and I think you can change that. You can add other things here. Let's see, you can, if you just, so this is her original formula. If you just type a plus on your keyboard, you can choose other things. Okay, you can choose other functions as well. I don't want to do that now. I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it as it is because I think it does give you a fair price for your project, or it's pretty similar. Let's say it's pretty similar to what we normally sell it for. Okay, so this is the pricing calculator. I thought it was a great tool to have only because of that. But then it has also a pattern library that I would like to here go on the full width as well. And I have a lot of patterns, so I'm going to put here a raglan sweater that I just made. Again, I always like to put the name, even if I have another name for my patterns, I like to add the main name of the garment so it gets easier to search here on the search after. Let's say I want to search for all the blankets that I make, or for or any types of patterns. If you put the name here, it's gonna search all just for blankets, and it's gonna list all the blanket patterns you have. That's why I like that. And here the type, you can also search for type. So a raglan is a garment, and again on type here you can edit the property, and if you want to add other options, let's say you want to add tops, enter, and bottoms. That's because that's what I make, so I like to have that. Then you can choose, this is a top, and then the pattern file. If you have a pattern for that, you can choose the file. This is helpful, I guess, like to just put all your PDF files in one place. Let me see if I have. I'm just choosing any PDF file just to show you guys. You can have a PDF file here as well. You can have again the link for the pattern, which can be a web page. It can be just a YouTube page. It can be a TikTok page. Whatever you wanna, just copy and paste the link here. The designer is me. This here, you can type the designer if you like. The difficulty, this is an intermediate project used in projects. I don't know, this is not the way I work, so I could probably just turn this, hide this in view. Okay, and if you want to add another something else that's gonna help you as well, you can always go on the plus here and add how many hours you need to make this pattern, and notes about the pattern or something like that. And the last one is the tutorials library. Again, I want to put this on full width. I think this one's really helpful. I'm gonna show you here. Let's say I'm searching for on YouTube the magic ring. Magic ring was really difficult for me on the beginning, and then I found this trick to make it that was really helpful to me. And let's say you wanna keep this magic ring pattern tutorial for you. You just share here, copy, go back to your tutorials and call it magic ring. What type? It's a video, skill level, beginner, and then the search, Command V, it's on YouTube. How to easily make a magic ring. And then you can add as many as you want. If you want to add more, just keep adding new pages here. And this is how our hobby corner works. I think it's, for me, it was really helpful. And you can add some more here. Let me show you here how I can add some more. You can also here, if you click here on this, all these little dots here, you can duplicate some of them. Like, let's say you want to have, and I was thinking about that before, that would be helpful. Let's say you want to have, let's duplicate this project tracker, because let's say you want to have as well here, I want a knitting tracker, and go back to my hobby corner. Oh, it didn't duplicate. Where is the other one? Let's duplicate again. Maybe you have to, okay, you have to wait for a little. So it does take a while, so I'm going to delete this thing. Is just go on delete, and then here, let me see if I can rename this here. Just rename it to crochet tracker. The more, I think the more you organize on the beginning, the better it is after, because it can get really messy if you don't organize from the start. So if you're starting this for your next projects and you are adding some that you already have in mind and that you already have a list, like I used to use the Keep Notes and other apps to organize my stuff. So I already have a few notes here and there, and that's what I like about Notion. You can put it all there, but because it's a lot, every week I do a little bit, and all my patterns as well, I would like to have them in one place only. So guys, I hope this tutorial was helpful for you as it was for me, and you could learn a little bit. If you have any questions, leave me the question down in the comments area so I can answer you. But it's basically I think it's a really useful tool to learn how to use, because you can put everything there. Like you can make your diary, journaling, you can add your recipes, your favorite recipes, and it's all in one place. Like, it's not that you're gonna put everything there right now, because you know, people have a lot of information in their lives these days. But I think it is great to at least organize all your tutorials and patterns, because I see a lot on my Facebook group as people ask for tutorials that they already watched before and they forgot where it is. So this is a good place to add everything that you have. Let me know if you like this content and if you want to watch more content like this, because before I was a pattern maker, I used to be a graphic designer, so that's another type of content that I really like to talk about. Thank you for watching, guys, and I see you in my very next tutorial. Bye!